Okay, we move a little bit to your other game like Forbidden Island.
Sure.
And then seems like most of your game, even all of the games it's very accessible for different kind of, players.
Yeah.
From family to adult gamers. But sometimes when we design for such a wide range of players, it's a little bit difficult because you need to consider every preference of the players.
Yeah.
How you do that? Are you intentionally want to design a game that is so accessible for wide range player, or it's just like you test it and then you test it and then you say, oh, okay, I think I just need to simplify this, and then how you?
Early on, it's about identifying who the game is for primarily. So for Forbidden Island specifically, that was for the company Game Right, and they do card games for kids. That grown-ups enjoy playing as well.
Okay.
Right. So that was sort of the center, and so that was accessibility and ease of learning was number one. So, for example, in that game, you just shuffle the deck to begin the game. You don't have to assemble it a certain way because it'd be too hard. So you just shuffle the deck. Now that might mean you might lose the game on your second turn. It can happen, but that was okay because it was simple to set up.
I see.
On the opposite end, you've got like Pandemic Legacy. Which is a hobby game. You wouldn't play that with a 6-year-old, right? So knowing who it's for is really important.
Yeah. So it means that you really consider the whole process from setup, from the gameplay completely, and also the objective of the game really tailored for the specific primary audience that you want to catch at the beginning of your design concepts. You really consider the target player since the beginning your design.
Yeah, right. So from the very beginning, I just write a very simple design brief, like who the game is for, how long it should take, and not much, like age ranges, that sort of thing, so that I know what my target is. If I come up with something else, I can change that. That's fine. But it helps to have constraints. Like this is who it's for. Because if I didn't do that, like if I designed Forbidden Island and then I played it with hobby players, they would be like, oh, it doesn't have enough replay value. But now, because I know it's for younger players, if they give me that feedback, I know it's okay. So I need to be in charge of that. That said, I like to play test with as many people as I can. People that are the target market for sure, but then people on the edge as well. Because if people are having trouble understanding it and you make it better for them, everybody benefits, for example.
That's really interesting. Okay. But now, you are in this level that everybody knows you, and you have, you open a lot of doors for yourself, basically.
I've been very lucky,
I bet you don't have any difficulty if you have, some new idea, you just release it. But the way I see it, you prefer quality than quantity. So you release relatively only few titles along the year. Then why you decide to? Basically you can release many titles every year and just, I believe a lot of publishers will accept it because with your situation.
Yeah, so the first invention step is still very hard for me. Coming up with something brand new is active invention, and I don't have a process that goes, oh, okay, I know exactly what that new game is.
Okay.
It's still a little magical to me. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. I understand development and all that, and playtesting, no problem. But that invention part is hard. So a lot of the projects are, I'm supporting Pandemic or the Forbidden Line or now the Era line. And then there's a certain amount of time I've got for things that I'm excited about. And it's helpful to have that excitement because it takes so long to develop these things. If I'm not excited about it. And I'm speaking from a position of privilege here. I'm able to just work on the projects that I like. Many people, they don't have that opportunity. They might have a brief and they have to design this game.
But you basically have engineering background a little bit when you
user experience design. Yeah.
But then you come out with this ideation process that quite more artisan way, isn't it?
It's more efficient than it used to be. I'll put it that way. Yeah. My first game, the one I brought to Spiel in 2000, I worked on that for 10 years. And when I was done, it was okay.
I have my first idea already, 12 years, it's not moving anywhere.
I understand.
I get the feeling.
Yeah.
But okay, Now a little bit. Can you perhaps just? This is amazing. This is amazing. What you have achieved, and then what you have done, and then your game now play by thousand, even 100,000 people, and it's keep in the market for that long, and then how it feel to know that your game has been played with so many people?
I can't wrap my head around it. It's mind blowing. I mean, I think we've sold like about 2 million Pandemic products.
2 million even. So
about 1 million Forbidden Island, and then those are just the games, and so you think of all the players who play those, just like you can't comprehend that. It's just I feel really lucky.
One time we built a lot of gaming session in Indonesia. Me personally, I always like advocating people. Let's try the game. Like put the game in front of your family and try to play together.
Right.
And one time I saw this family play your Forbidden Island, and then they're sitting together, and they start to discuss. Even they start to argue each other what they should do, and then so on and so on. And I think that was just. I always think that to have this family sit together and communicate it, and that's the best part, and I believe that's the most potential thing that our game can do.
Yeah.
But do you have any opinion about what is the game really can do to make the whole world a better place?
I think that's the key thing. I mean, it gets people together around a table, interacting with each other in person. So much of today is mediated by our devices, our computers or phones or whatever. And it's very feeble communication. So when you're sitting across from someone, connecting across the table, for no other reason that you've decided to get together and be with each other, I think that's fantastic. So it doesn't even really matter what the game is. The fact that you're playing across the table, I think, is really really something. I've had people come up to me and say, your game has brought me closer to my family or brought me closer to my wife, and I'm like, wow, So that's what really it's very rewarding for me. So it's nice to have the game published and everything like that. It's just it feels so good.
You have like over 10 million chance to make the whole family sit down together. Okay, last thing, could you please share us a little bit message to every young designer there and every family out there who play also your games in Indonesia? Please share your thought and your message.
To the game designers out there, I'd say good luck, and it's a long process. You'll probably come up with a lot of games that are not so good at first, and that's just normal. And my number one tip is just to observe people playing your game, really listen to them to get better feedback. Don't just ask them questions, really just watch them and observe them. And to all the families, there's a lot of really great products out there, so have a look. You may be missing out on a lot of great experiences.
Thank you. That was wonderful. So, welcome to Indonesia, and
thank you.
Thank you for everything.
It's my pleasure.